In the early morning hours of this past Sunday, police were called to the Florida home of Daria Baronetto, which you may know by her professional performing name as Sonya Deville in the WWE. If you've been following this story, if you saw the article that I had posted, you would know that Miss Deville was able to escape her home with another individual inside unharmed as law enforcement came to the home. A perpetrator was taken into the custody in the home who was found with zip ties, duct tape, mace, and a knife. Apparently, he had been stalking Sonya Deville for several years through social media and had been planning this home invasion kidnapping for the last 8 months. And this is very disturbing stuff. Now, I posted the news article recently, and you may have thought that I was making a joke about it, when, in fact, I want to set the record straight on that a little bit. Now, I may have made a funny line because I knew that Miss Baronetto was okay and that the perpetrator had been apprehended, so nobody was in any more danger. However, this is very serious stuff, and I feel as though I'm actually obligated to speak about it, because when you look at the evidence at hand, this guy was essentially trying to enact a kidnapping fantasy that we see here in fictional entertainment on this channel. He was trying to turn it into real life, and that's not cool. One thing I want to stress that I've always stressed here in everything that we do, everywhere that you see our content on the YouTube channel, the videos, the digital creations, the live action work, from day one, we've been here for 4.5 years. From day one, we have always had a disclaimer on every single thing that we make that says we do not promote violence against anyone. And that's very important. We put that on everything because this is supposed to be fantasy. This is not supposed to be real life. And I feel as though I'm obligated to speak on this because I am the world's foremost authority on fictional kidnappings and crime fiction and home invasions. This is what we do here. We have nearly 25,000 subscribers on this channel, and it kind of hit me after I did all of this. I thought about it, and there's a very good chance that this person watches our content. I mean, are they a patron paying money for the... Probably not. It's a cheap weirdo. I highly doubt that, but he's probably watching the KK here. More than likely, based off when you look at the evidence of what this guy did. I mean, he took the DID crime fiction starter kit to this woman's home. I mean, I don't know if there was something more to it, if he, hated her for some reason. Sonya Deville is openly gay, so I don't know if this was a hate crime or what. I mean, there is definitely some questions. Sorry, I got something in my eye here. I think it's a fuzzball from this mask. So I don't know what's really going on as far as that goes, but it was troubling to me to see that possibly, someone who's watching our content, it's very possible he's watching our content based off of what he did, he's not going to be watching it anymore. Yeah, so I wanted to set this record straight on that we do not take this lightly, and that is not a joke, and that we have always put disclaimers on our work. And I mean, going a step further, I mean, we respect women here. And that's something that I've had to stand up for the girls that work with us on numerous occasions. You see this guy's behavior, and I can't say it's that shocking because I have seen comments in the comment section from people who you can tell are scumbags. I mean, the stuff that they say and write, this woman doesn't deserve to talk, or whatever, just stuff that's weird, stuff that doesn't have to do with the fantasy of the DID concept. You can tell that it's a person that believes that women are inferior people and they don't deserve this, and that's why they're there, which is it's pretty weird shit. Certainly not the message that we are portraying and trying to get out there. We certainly encourage people to express themselves artistically. If you have these fantasies, keep them as fantasies and create your own content. And, if you have a willing participant to enact these fantasies with, then by all means, go for it. But that is not what this guy was doing. We feel I don't feel responsible for his actions, but if this person was watching our content and, trying to learn something as for what he was going to do or something like that, we condemn this behavior, and that is not the point of this channel. There's no disrespect towards women meant by any of this in any way. In fact, I love women a lot more than I like men. That's kind of the point of this channel, how much I love women. That's the point. Really, it's actually the opposite of wanting to harm women. So that is, that's really what I have to say about that. That's an official release here in regard to this event. And I just wanted to set the record straight. That's not what this is supposed to be. This stuff is not supposed to translate into real life. And it annoys me just as much when people make comments on the videos about this isn't realistic. That's the whole point. It's supposed to be realistic, but it's not supposed to be real. That's the point. This isn't supposed to be real. It's a lot like professional wrestling. It's not supposed to be real. And if you can't separate fiction from reality, if you don't understand what you're watching, then you have a problem. And there are people in this community who have a problem. They have mental problems. I've seen that, and hopefully they can seek help and stop trying to turn fantasy into reality. So that's really what I have to say about that. We wish Miss Baronetto the best, and hopefully she is not traumatized from this.
So, since I originally filmed that video a couple days ago, a couple new developments have come out. It was actually Mandy Rose with Sonya in the house. Also, apparently their SummerSlam match has now been modified to make it so that Sonya can get time off from work because of this, and probably not have to shave her head from that stupid hair stipulation match they had, which that's probably the last thing she needs right now is to lose all her hair. This is just, we know everything's okay, and who knows what kind of trauma she's going to have. Like I said, hopefully she doesn't have any long-term, but I guess on a lighter note, I just want to say, why in God's name did this guy, I think we can make fun of this guy now that this is over and he's going to prison, and he's not going to be, tormenting her, or it was also revealed that she checked her social media messages that were in a spam folder, and this guy had been sending her messages for years, threatening her. And I just gotta say, since this scumbag's going away, why in God's name is this guy so stupid that he actually waited around in the house for the cops to show up? I guess from what I read, maybe he thought they went upstairs when they had really went out to the garage and got in the car and left. That, I guess, would make sense, unless this guy's just really stupid, which could also make sense, because when you saw the picture of him, and this guy's not very bright. Also, he's stupid because if there was one female wrestler that you would think, maybe not the first one, but why would he go after Sonya Deville? I guess he was just in love with her, but that would be one of the last. She is an openly gay, trained mixed martial artist who had 3 professional MMA fights and won 2 of them. She's like 5'7", 130, 140 pounds. Like, she is not small. And she obviously is a trained fighter. That would not be, and I just said openly gay because obviously she's not some Barbie doll. That would not be the one woman that I would think someone would try and go after. I've been making the joke about he's lucky that alarm went off because she would have fucked him up. Pretty much. He's lucky she left. Especially with Mandy there as well. I mean, this guy was like a little dwarf. He's not going to mess with those 2. That was ridiculous in itself. But, if somebody would have told me, you have to give it up. You have to give credit to Sonya Deville. I mean, because I cannot think of any celebrity, let alone wrestler, where they have actually been able to push a man to this level. Really, I mean, this speaks to Sonya. It's so funny because if you would have told me, like if myself from 2 weeks into the future would have came back and said, hey, guess what? There's a WWE woman, a female wrestler, that there's this guy's going to try and break into her house with zip ties and duct tape. If you would have told me that. Hey, guess which one it is? I never would have guessed Sonya Deville. I mean, truthfully, just based kind of off everything, I probably would have went... I mean, she's little, she's the goddess. I mean, men are obsessed with her. A fan has once reached out and tried to grab her ass. Did, actually, some kid. I mean, if there was one woman that I would have thought this would be the one that some guy with zip ties and duct tape would have went after, it's going to be Alexa Bliss. And I just the thought that Sonya Deville made this man go to these lengths, I mean, you have to give her credit. Do you know any other female celebrity right now? Have you ever heard a story like this where a man actually went to her house to try to get her? That he was so infatuated with her. I mean, you have to give Sonya Deville some serious fucking credit. I mean, that just shows she's just accomplished something. Something she wanted to accomplish, but she just accomplished something that no other woman that I can think of was able to do. To drive a man so the infatuation level with her so much that he actually showed up to her house to try to enact a DID scenario with her. That is pretty impressive. So I give Sonya all the credit in the world. I mean, that's just, I don't know what else to say. Again, obviously, as I said, we take this stuff pretty seriously, but, to try and move on with it and provide a little bit of levity, that's really what I would say. I just give her all the credit in the world for being able to make a man go to these lengths. I can't, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. But like I said, hopefully, this guy gets his punishment and she is able to recover from this fully. And Mandy as well. She was there. That's, I don't know. That's, and just somebody wrote in the comments, on when I posted a news article, they wrote something like, this makes me sound sick, but I kind of wish that the home invasion would have happened. I know what you're saying. You're not actually wishing any harm to Sonya Deville. You're saying that you wish that there was actually a real entertainment scene, a fictional scene with Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose probably getting a full treatment DID scene. And guess what? I wish that would happen as well. Just not in real life. Again, some people have a really hard time with separating fiction from reality. And I know what the person was trying to say. And I agree. So, Probably not going to happen now. I mean, we know back in the day WWE actually used to do DID storylines. We saw the Trish Stratus, obviously, Mickie James, those kind of things. So they used to do them. They haven't in a while. And yeah, based off what happened in real life. Well, they never know because they made Jeff Hardy drink and drive on the show. So I guess it's possible they could do anything. So maybe fingers crossed that somehow they, I don't know, reenact this in a storyline somehow. Probably not, but yeah. So stay safe, stay smart, get help if you need it, and all the best to Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. I will see you guys soon.